So tell us about your eventful Saturday then, Whitfield.
Friday, dude.
Friday, was it?
Friday.
Get it right, Ian.
Oh, sorry. Let me start again.
There were other circumstances.
Tell us about your eventful Friday.
The other circumstances on the Saturday and Sunday, which I won't dive into, but this explains why I hate the tube system and public transport in general. So,
I hate public transport.
It's terrible.
Mind you, so do I,
Terrible.
actually.
It's awful.
Yeah, but we don't choose to live in a place that you heavily rely on it.
I know. Fool me once. But Francesca and I were going to go and see Pendulum at the O2, which was an amazing gig. But it's a bit of a headache to get to. Anybody who's a Londoner might know. It's a bit of a faff. You can only access it on the Jubilee line. And we were taking...
Well, the DLR, right?
No, DLR don't think goes directly there. You have to then get the cable car over.
And for the 99.9% of listeners who've been alienated by that, you have to be a Londoner.
Don't worry, there is a point.
We'll let Milo, in
is a
his new
point to this.
Pendulum T-shirt, paint a picture.
Yeah, I had to.
Not that prompted the question.
I had to buy something to make myself feel better.
Oh,
But
50 quid for a T-shirt, hey?
30.
cutie fly.
So not as expensive as a cutie fly, thank you. But just as we were rocking up to Green Park to jump on the Jubilee line, they came on the tannoy and said, there is a closure on this section of the line between Waterloo and Canary Wharf. Seek alternative routes. And we just rocked up and we started looking at the map, and because it's bank holiday, the Elizabeth line was down, the DLR was down in the section we needed, and there's no other way of getting to there unless you bus it, which was going to take 2 hours. So looked and thought, where do we go? The
Ian
only
and Mark,
route...
can you not hear that?
Beep, 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 beep.
No,
Is it
can you
Morse
actually
code?
hear that?
I can hear an awkward cricket.
I can.
Oh, I don't know about you, lot, but I can hear a massive drama queen over there in the corner.
Can't say that in 2024.
Says the more central Londoner. So how was your Pendulum, Milo, after watching them? Did you enjoy it?
That's a very personal question.
He felt like a pendulum afterwards.
The gig was amazing, absolutely amazing. Very much worth the extra hassle and headache, but we didn't get back to Ealing until I think it was about nearly 1 a.m. We should have been back at about 11:30. Thanks, tube service, Transport for London.
We don't have these sort of problems, do we, Mark?
No, we don't, Ian, because we're not.
No, if we want to go to a concert, we just jump in a car and drive
We
there.
have
We've got Park,
TFN, Transport for the North.
TFN.
TFTROTUK, Transport for the rest of the UK, Milo, which isn't London centric.
Where's their X account?
Yeah, exactly. It's a tough world, though, Milo. You know, it's a tough world. You know,
First world problems.
first world problems, isn't it?
First world problems. I had to get a train for an extra 45 minutes.
It's just that thing of doing 3 sides of a square rather than just one. You think, really? Why?
But had you researched your route first, you wouldn't have needed to. You could have just got the other one and got there quicker.
Oh, what's the moral of the story?
I don't see your logic, Vassar. if we've rocked up, maybe... No, actually, because if we've rocked up 10 minutes earlier, we'd be on the tube, stuck at the broken signal.
Ah,
There you go. Exactly. Research your
So
journey.
better to be late. To everything.
You are late for everything, and it reflects on all of us.
You talking to me or Milo?
And with that, we go into the show.
On this week's show, who knows the most about former GoFest locations? Whitfield's looking a bit soggy, and did Coops finally get his Shadow Groudon? Welcome back to the Incensed podcast. I'm Ian Waterfall, and with me this week we have Casual Coops, Pogo Milo UK, and Masterful27. Boys, how's it going?
was I part of the intro then, Ian, or did you just miss me off completely?
No, I wasn't either.
Oh, Ian, what are we
It
doing?
was just them two. I had to pick funny things, and really, I can't think anything funny to say about you this week.
Oh no, but that's a backhanded compliment, London boys. I think both of you got ridiculed kind of in that. Well done, Ian. High
Well, I'm a
five.
soggy mess, apparently.
Stick together, Ian.
I love the fact Ian literally said to you, Marky boy, Mark, you're not funny. And you were like, yeah, great stuff.
What I said was I can't think of anything
Yes.
funny to say about him that's happened recently.
Oh, okay.
I can't hear you over my 100% Shadow Groudon.
Because last week we talked about him carrying that big root of a tree in his garden, so I can't reference that again.
True.
I carried another route at the weekend, Ian. Does that count?
Route, surely.
A route, sorry, yeah. I bought a new poll for the garden. Do you like that?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh la la.
Have you got to put marks on it?
I sure am, mate. Sure am.
So at least I've just got the graffiti on this new poll.
How are you, Ian? You're looking lovely tonight. You're looking very radiant. What's going on?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just living life. Nice 4-day weekend for Easter. It's rejuvenated me, and I went back to work today, and it felt like I'd not been away. So, yeah, haven't really eaten a lot. I got home, I had something very quick and very unhealthy. But we're here. It's a Tuesday night. 4 of us are together. It is podcast recording night, and how are you, Marky?
Bit like you, Ian. I had a little bit longer off, to be fair. I had like the long week. I had the a few days off before the long weekend.
You're one of these sneaky buggers, aren't you, that always books a holiday into a bank holiday to get the extra time?
Doesn't always do
It's a
it, Ian.
smart move.
Doesn't always do it, but the only reason I can do it is I don't use 2 weeks off going around America in the first month.
Making
and a half
the
of the
little
year,
airplane.
so I
That's
space
it.
my holidays
I don't regret that one
out.
little bit.
I'm only messing about.
All I regret is having to edit the videos from it.
No, I don't, mate. It's good. It's good. They're good videos, mate. But no, joking aside, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Bit like you said, first day back today, and yeah, it felt like I hadn't been away. But no, joke aside, I'm pleased that we're 1 day into a 4-day working week, so it feels nice knowing that.
Second 4-day working week in 2 weeks. So you will have heard in the intro, Whitfield had a little bit of an eventful weekend. How were you? Have you recovered from your pendulum gig?
Oh, all good, man, from the pendulum gig. I've just about recovered from the public transport shenanigans.
Lovely T-shirt you're wearing.
Thanks. The blue tie-dye brings out my eyes.
I bet that cost about £85.
It's
didn't it?
just the grand total of 30 quid.
Cheaper than Incensed.
It's just cheaper than that much.
I can't deal with that. Oh.
That's what happens when you buy it direct from the vendor or store. So
Yeah,
stop us
See,
and
if we
buy
had
the
a
merch
pop-up
off
shop-
our back.
exactly.
Yeah. Come on,
Get a
Ian.
used
Water hanky,
T-shirt
make it
for
work
tenner.
for us.
Oh, come on, El Casual. Tell us how you've been, dude.
Mate, I've been good. Like you said, had a 4-day weekend, but I was working for all 4 of them. So,
Oh.
So you didn't have a 4-day weekend at all.
yeah, no, but like I said, I'm back at it and ready to share with you my Shadow growled on IVs, as you said at the intro.
Yes, I'll be interested because you did say you wanted to do the Groudon Raid Day, or the Primal
Yes.
Groudon Raid Day. You didn't manage to, so we'll find out shortly whether you got a decent Shadow.
Bet everyone's on the edge of their seat.
Chris were like, it's a 1-3-1.
It's better than that.
I don't
mate.
think it
It's
could be
better
that
than
bad, actually.
666.
But to anyone that's listening, it is time for you to,
Pop your incenses, champions. Let's go.
yes, for the 165th time, please drop your instances while you're listening to this show. And if you do get anything decent while you're dropping those instances and listening to this show, it can be anything. I think Coops mentioned last week. We don't care. It can be anything. A hundo, a shiny, a nundo.
Not that we don't
It can
care.
just literally be the worst Pokemon. It could be. It could be a 10 CP Sawaddle. We'll take it.
Hey up.
Well, it's Mark's show
And-
next week, so it works.
Exactly. And when you do, you need to use the hashtag Shinies of the Week.
Clarify the spelling, please.
That is hashtag SHINIESOFTHEWEEK. And you can use it on any of our socials. X, Instagram, Threads. You can even email us. Go old school. contact@incensepodcast.com. Or if you're feeling a little bit spicy, send us your shiny through WhatsApp messages. Or indeed send us a voice message via WhatsApp. +44 759 269 5696. And now, with all of that housekeeping done,
Just tell me about you, mate. Just what's going on?
and before we get into getting to know you, addendum to the ways you can contact us. Hermes Ninja, where would I be without you? You can also send us your Shine of the Week using our campfire, or if you're a patron, our Discord. But getting to know you, boys, I'm cheerful today. The 4 of us are cheerful, and I'm going to bring you back down to earth. So today's getting to know you question is, how would you like people to remember you when you're gone?
Not one for the morbid questions, Ian.
You know,
One. Dear goodness me.
I wanted people to remember me for 20k subs.
24-hour grinds.
Proper mugged him off there,
Can I
mate.
have my tombstone as a clock? ticking over. That'd be good. It's actually a very good question. It did get me thinking. It's like, what would you want people to remember you kind of, even as a passing thought? I mean, over time you will be forgotten, some more quickly than others. I probably fall in the very quickly category, I've got to be honest. But
Not as quickly as me, dude.
for the, well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. That caught me off guard there,
Savage
Vasa. It would be nice to be remembered by those close to you, those who've known you as, fun to be around, entertaining in that sort of way, I think. Because you don't want people to think, oh, he was a miserable sod, wasn't he? It's like,
That's my answer done then.
Oh, sorry, Vasa. I'm doing a you and listing off all the other answers.
Go for it. We need the runtime tonight. Go for it. Tad.
Okay, well, I'll pass it on to whoever's going to be next soon, but definitely is somebody who's fun to be around, who can make light of a situation, a fun person, maybe. May not come through in tonight's show.
Now, were you then?
Yeah, he's like,
I was fun. I was fun. I was fun.
I'm going to be haunting people.
Please, guys, I am fun.
Trust me.
Please.
Honestly, I am.
If you give me a chance, I can be fun, I promise.
How many chances do you want?
Do you know what I want to be remembered as, Ian?
Go on, Coops.
A legend. No, to be fair, Milo,
Dax's BF.
Oh, here he goes. Here he goes. No, Milo, I'm actually being a bit horrible to you, but I'm kind of the same. I wasn't thinking like fun like you are. I was just thinking just a really genuine, lovely guy. I think that, like, touch wood, I don't. But let's just say if I died and people are talking about me, all you want is people to say he was absolutely lovely. Like when you're like growing up, and unfortunately for me, I wasn't fortunate enough to have like my grandparents alive. They all four died when I was quite young. So why are you laughing, Marky? Marky's laughing at me.
It really is. Oh my god!
I thought you wanted
evil.
to be that one. I'm not saying it. Carry on, Coops. I love you.
No, but no.
Coops could be tearing up there. We can't see him. He could be really.
Ian, do you want me to say why I'm laughing? Right? Because I couldn't think of a word I wanted to say for Coops. I was going to cut in and be really funny, and I googled other names for ginger people.
Oh no!
And the fifth one down on it said was ginger. I'm sorry,
so wait a sec. Can I just clarify? Just when I'm telling you about my grandparents' own past when I was growing up, and then you're looking at other names to call ginger people. Marky.
I'm so
That
sorry.
really is evil.
I'm so sorry, Coops. I love you.
Anyway,
Get that list and
No.
we'll put it on Coops' tombstone.
It's fine. The good thing is, you can use this for the intro next week, can't you?
Milo will put that on the Coops' too, so you go, see, I was fun.
That was funny. Best believe.
Oh God.
Right. So anyway, going back to what I was saying. So like I was saying, not to get all serious again, but growing up, I wasn't fortunate enough to have all my grandparents alive. Like I said, they passed when I was quite young. And like when you're younger, you're 7, 8 years old, and you look at pictures of your parents and you ask, about your grandparents, stuff like that. And your mum and dad, they reply to you and they say, your granddad, was the loveliest man, or your nan was the most amazing person. That is what I would want people to sort of say about me. It's that kind of vibe and that kind of energy about it. And what about you, Mark? I'm just going to quickly get on Google.
Some other names for rural people.
Oh God. So sorry, Coops. I was more focused on Googling. I didn't hear where your story had got to. That sounded so insensitive.
No, mate, I'm joking.
Jesus.
You're fine.
Oh, God. I want people to think of me and get to... If people look back and said, he wasn't someone who gave up easily and was determined till the end. That could be about any part of me. If I'm being honest, my career, my personal life, all the stuff I do inside and outside of real life, as I say it. But yeah, I don't think I give up on things. I hope people would think that, if I'm being honest with you. I don't give a monkey's about all the other stuff, but that is something that I'd like people to think about me, because that's generally what I think I am like. But hey, it might be something else. It might be people think I'm a rude, ignorant person for interrupting Coops during a fragile moment, and they might remember me for that.
I hope so.
What is happening tonight?
or remember me for my poll. Anyway.
Yeah, there we go.
Either or.
Ian, help.
So I want to go back to something you just said, actually, and this is part of my sort of character as well. I believe, like you do, that you've not lost until you stop trying. So I don't have that same mentality. If I want to do something, if I want something, I will keep trying, and you're not done until you actually accept the defeat. And that's one of my failings as well as one of my strengths, I'll be honest. But I suppose how I'd want people to remember me, and you guys can all shoot me down in a second for this, is I will do pretty much anything for anyone, even if it puts me out. So if somebody asks me to help them with something, I will go out of my way to help people, and hopefully people see that. But it can be taken advantage of equally. But yeah, do anything for anybody.
Nice.
Milo, would you agree on that? As you two are besties, would you agree on that?
Yeah, Ian does a lot.
It's funny you say that. I'm just googling other names to call old people. Actually, just
Oh, he's saving that at me, Ian. He's been a right cheeky monkey. Bourbon. Is it bourbon?
It's
What's
alright.
it? Cherry blonde? What do they call them, Ian? Cherry,
Is
what
that-
is it?
Bourbon's a biscuit, isn't it?
Bourbon's a biscuit.
Oh,
Just call him Rupert Grint, can't we? And just get on with it.
Ron Weasley.
Ron Weasley.
the second.
So we've got 4 answers there. And you know what? We're not going to put this to the poll this week because it's very subjective. So we will have a poll later, Masterful 27, but it won't be this question. I think we've already talked about what we're putting out there, haven't we?
We have.
Boys, there's something that Ian alluded to, and I want to find out desperately. Okay, so obviously the World of Wonders takeover, that's been and gone. That was March. But the Shadow Groudon IVs.
I thought he was going to talk about you getting all soggy earlier.
Yeah,
Well, that's a
I
different
did.
month. Different time of the month. Anyway, Coops, did you actually manage to do your Shadow Groudon? And if so, shall we do a little impromptu?
Flex it up, flex it up.
Yeah, we've used the jingle a lot, but we've not actually had a flex game for a while, have we?
Not a legit one.
to be fair to you, gents, I'm a little bit disappointed that you've not realised my sarcasm from the show. No, I have no Shadow Groudon in my inventory.
Okay, so Coops is a DNS. It did not start.
I did give you a clue. I
Not
did say I was
start on
working. I did say I was working all 4 days. I did give you a hint.
You did
but
say
no-
that. You
Yeah,
did
no
say
one-
that, man.
No
Yeah.
one caught or no, gents. I again gutted. Like one of my favourite Pokemon, the Pokemon that I actually have loads of hundos for, that I need the XL, that I want a good shadow of.
So
One
really,
more.
you are upholding this casual moniker of yours, aren't you?
I
It's
am, mate,
probably
I
so
am.
casual now you don't even start.
Yeah.
Yeah, DNS.
But yeah, no. So sorry to let you down, gents. What about you, Marky? Did you get a semi?
I've got one, so I'm winning above you, mate. So that's good.
You're on the podium.
On the podium, yeah. You did not start, and I did not show off about my IVs because they're awful, absolutely awful. I don't know what it was as a
Good.
percentage, but right, you. I'm going to rename mine Strawberry Blonde. No, I don't know what it is as a percentage. It was a dirty 1-star, horrible 1-star. It was an 8, 6, 10, which.
Oh, yeah, that is rough.
Still better than all my other Groudons because it's a shadow one. So I've got to remember that and take some solace. It's better than my better one that wasn't shadow, but it looks
True.
awful.
But you have that decent Orca.
Yes, very much so.
Right, Vasa, Cascada.
So, yeah, I actually did complete this special research. The Giovanni ones are generally fairly straightforward to do, especially when you've stacked up rocket radars. They were very easy to come by in this event as well. I got my Shadow Groudon, and you know what? It's not brilliant, but it's certainly better than Coops's so far of 0 and Marks's of 1 star. I got an 84%er.
Nice.
So, not too shabby. Would have been nice to be in the 90s, but I really can't complain at the 84.
That's not too bad. And I did the same trick of stacking up a couple of rocket radars, so I had 2 shots at Groudon, which is all right.
Oh, you had the Super Rocket Radars. to go
Super
for.
rocket radar stacked. Yeah.
Milo, I feel bad because I feel like you're smirking a bit. Do you want us to ask you how?
And
you
then
did?
divide it
Should we-
by
No.
2. And then
It's
divide
all
it by
right.
2.
It's all right. Lead into the conversation. We'll finish it here.
Okay, I
For
feel
the
bad. I want
first
to be like
time-
Milo. What? How did you do?
The first time in, I think, forever, I've actually managed to get a decent Shadow Legendary from a Giovanni battle. I got a 93% Groudon.
Wow.
Ooh,
15, 12,
nice.
15. I was like, do you know what?
Yeah, that
I'm
is-
going to max that thing. And it is
Have you maxed it?
It's level 50 now.
Oh,
So
Congratulations.
Dunzo. I was very pleased. Very, very pleased.
I was thinking of
but
maxing my 84, but that 93%.
I was very surprised.
Milo, do you mind if
powerful.
I ask, is that 13, 15, 15? What are the stats on that? Is that
15, 12, 15.
Oh, it's my
15
mate,
Boys,
that was-
I've got to do this to Milo and put him in his place. Sue, Hummus Ninja,
Oh.
in the Discord chat, has said, mine's definitely a flex, 96% Shadow. So, Milo,
Yeah.
you've been outdone.
That's it, exactly. Sue's defense stat is 1 point higher than mine, so that's where her 96 is. So it's another amazing IV one. But
But that's what you want, though, don't you? You want the ones that can be purified into a hundo. It's basically a hundo, isn't it? So
Yeah.
practically,
I'm
but then
jealous.
never touch the purify button. But it's really nice to see a decent IV Shadow because for however many years I've been in exactly the same spot as Mark, just getting constant 1 star, 0 star.
Yeah,
It's like
I get trash ones
over
as well,
and over
generally.
and over again. And it's very likely that it's going to be many, many years before we even see Groudon as a Shadow Shiny
It'll be a
raid
while.
boss.
Yeah,
I
it
give
will
it
be a
3
while.
years, 4 years. If we're all still here playing Pokemon Go, amazing. But wraps around that, the Takeover event, there was event gameplay and some new Shadow Shinies in the form of, well, give me your thoughts on these boys. So we've got Shadow Shiny Trapinch and Shadow Shiny Cacnea new in the game.
Cacnea,
Do you
yes,
do you
in
have
my
an opinion?
Trapinch, I'm not really worried about.
It's not worried about you either.
He looks concerned sometimes, but not about you, Ian.
God, we're all going in on me today. Wow, I upset people.
You launched into it then and said you weren't concerned about it. We're just
I
defending
wasn't
it.
concerned about Trapinch. I mean,
No.
Trapinch is one of those mons that just really annoys me. I don't have an awful lot of love for Trapinch, unfortunately. So I do like Cacnea. And you know what? The Machop for Cliff, I mean, that's still a good go-to be fair.
I've got to say, they're an uninspiring choice this time around. I saw
That's
them and
an
I went,
understatement.
this is awful. I went, you've got so many Pokemon that you can pick to be Shadow starters. Even put Shadow Pidgey in there for jokes, it could be shiny. And people would do it. But go Weedle, Shadow Caterpie and Shadow Pidgey for, for a day for the
Genius.
April Fool's leaders. Do you know what I mean? Well, that'd be a great joke. Put them as your shadow leaders, flipping shiny eligible. Nah, they're awful. I don't see how you could be excited about them, and that's my personal opinion. But yeah, poor.
I'm going to assume the casuals are along the same vein of thought.
Yeah, mate, I'm the same. To be fair to you, I don't know why, but I quite like Flygon as a shadow. So I'm not like mad at it, but I think as two mons, you at least want one exciting if the other one's a bit poor. But unfortunately, like Mark said, they're both a bit poor. Really, to be fair to you, I think it's the other one's Machop, isn't it? Still Machop?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
Machop?
Good old
Cacnea
Cliffy.
and Trapinch.
I would, which is weird because Machop's been around about 8 times, but I would still choose that one over the other two.
You've got a point there, because actually, at the moment, Shadow Shiny Machop can still be found through the fighting grunt. So you don't even have to do Cliff if you don't want to.
Oh wow, yeah.
That's a bad way of describing it, but we'll move swiftly on. I'm with you, boys. It's a very uninspiring choice, considering the things that have been shadows for the longest time. I mean, I was thinking even because it was nearly April Fool's, why not put Shadow Shiny Bidoof in there just for the lols? So Trapinch visually looks cool and Cacnea is okay, but they're very dead. And Machop, Koops is on the money. It was made available first the end of 22, and then it's been in Shadow Raids almost all the time, and now it's back in the Cliff battles. Okay, that is what it is. But do we get anything? What do we think of the overall event as something to play? Because for me, it was just like, I'm going to chase the 12 kilometer eggs and have a good old rocket sesh.
That's really all I did too. Just stacked up the 12k eggs. I've got about 8 or 9 ready to incubate. I'm just going to go for a full batch of 12. So I've got a few more to do. But yeah, I mean, the event for me, it was purely about the grunts, the leaders, and getting the Shadow Groud on it.
There's not much more.
Yeah, it was kind of a very mid-event for me. Yeah,
Ian's over it already. Ian's like,
so
yeah, mate. Sorry, I apologise that I can't really add more into that. Yeah, I look forward to 2025 version of it.
You'll get one in the summer, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I think for me it's an interesting observation. These Team Go Rocket leader events are, because I remember like back in the day when TMing away frustration was a thing, and how it was an annual event, and you kind of would be like, oh my God, I've missed my chance. I've got to wait another year. Now it feels like, I think with our, is it 2 or 3 in the last?
It's like every quarter, isn't it? You get
Yeah,
every
they're every
quarter
season
now, isn't
almost,
it?
yeah.
And it does feel like they've kind of run out of ideas, which doesn't surprise me too much. Like, I don't dislike a Team Go grunts, but I wish there was an option you could turn them off if you didn't want them to interfere with your.
We've said that
spinning
before, haven't we?
Pokestops.
There's a toggle
Yeah,
button. Yeah.
I remember you saying that.
I think, people have said they would like to turn the balloons off, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
they
think,
are so annoying.
They are, but I think the introduction of Sandile
God, I was going to crack a really bad
Oh, yes,
joke
that was the
then,
new
sorry.
egg shiny.
to the
I know what
X
you're gonna
shiny. and it's a decent looking shiny. Nice to see some people get it already, which is nice. I think for me, the biggest sort of thing they need to sort out now is just getting rid of Dino out of those 12-kilometre eggs and make everyone happy.
Coop's waiting for Shadow Yungoos.
Oh, yeah, he's a young goose.
Oh, bring the day. Shadow Shiny Yungoos, please. There was one other thing, actually, because I completely forgot the Sandile Shiny was in the eggs, but Volibee was in the wild for, I think, the first time outside of Daily Adventure
Was the
Incense.
first time outside of a Go Fest, was it?
Go Fest and Daily Incense, which was cool. Saw lots of people getting shinies of that because it's boosted.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, 'cause of the
Newcomb got
eggs.
2, didn't he? I think
Yeah.
he said.
2 redheads. Nice.
2 red vulture things.
Faces. Vulture
Oh, and
things, yeah.
Zorua. Zorua was obviously boosted too.
They were so common. Still didn't get my shiny, but they were so common.
Yeah. And I guess the final piece of this puzzle of Team Rocket is obviously the final weekend. The Easter weekend was locked off with boosted Shadow Mewtwo raids. So I guess, let's throw it over to Ian first. Did you manage to get out and hit a couple of them?
I really wanted to do more than I did, but the Saturday I had commitments, couldn't play whatsoever. So I didn't get to do any Shadow Mewtwo raids on the Saturday. On the Sunday, I did get out. We had a little bit of a squad. Again, due to the time factor of when I got out to play, I could only do sort of half a dozen raids. So I did 6, caught 5 of the Shadow Mewtwo's and no shiny encounters. But the shinies did seem quite thin on the ground from what I understand. But some people were extremely lucky on the sort of counter of that.
I know that these shadow raids always have an issue in terms of getting squads of people out, particularly in communities where there isn't really enough people to do them. It might be a silly question to ask. First of all, Coops, I assume you didn't do any.
Come on, boys. Have a little bit of faith in me. No, so essentially, obviously, like I said, I was busy, but I did actually manage to go to the local high street. Thank God for that feature where you can see on the raid when there's a few people
Oh, you
in
can see
there.
the lobby
yeah,
with
yeah.
people in it, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, when you've got to be there in person and it's 200 meters away, it's a little bit of a struggle. But in general, that really helps out your guidance to know where a group potentially is, or new people that you can meet. So
Yeah.
that is such a great update.
100%.
But obviously, yeah, Shadow Mewtwo is strong, and I think you probably needed minimum. If
You
you're
could do it with
casual
4
like
if
me,
you had
six-
sort of level 50
six.
players with good counters.
Yeah. If you're like a casual like me, I think we're looking at 6 people to do it. So yeah, I did actually manage to sort of tag on to a little group, and I only managed to do 2 Shadow Mewtwo's, and they were both absolutely horrendous, which is a shame again because another raid boss, which is just sort of locked into a limited amount of time, and then if you
Yeah.
and have a short amount of time, all your friends that are out have already been and done. So it's as much as I love the fact you've got to be there, and I spoke about that in-person feature, which I love, it is a shame that you at least didn't get 5 remotes. But look, it is what it is. It is what it is.
And Marky, I know these shadow raids are a bit of a tricky for
Yeah.
your area. Do you manage to do
tricky,
any?
But they're tricky for quite a lot of people. I think if you look at the majority of gameplay, I think there's 2 factors in. One, you can make that amount of time free to chance it and see if any spawn, and get in a car and drive around with people, which for most people that isn't an option. So you do realise that when you do watch content over it, it's very limited people that actually do that. So you kind of get manipulated into thinking that everyone does it. They don't. I think it's an awful way of having these Pokemon still in raids. I think it's exclusive. It's not inclusive. And I think the game, and I agree with Ian 100%, everyone shouldn't have everything in the game, but the game should always be inclusive to give people the want to do it. And there should be an option, because at the end of the day, if you can raid and do 100 of them over the weekend, they're not limiting the most powerful shadow, one of the most powerful shadow Pokemon in the game. There is no reason why they can't give 2 or 3 remote passes to do shadow raids
100%.
and put them as a box of 3. and put them in the shop and let people have 2 or 3 rolls of the dice over that weekend.
I asked for 5, but yeah.
No, but you know what I mean? I think the point is, by letting
yeah.
people do hundreds of these over the weekend in person, it's devalued the Pokemon anyway. So why not now? Why not?
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to talk ill of certain people, but when you see people just accumulating 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 of them, you look at it and go, this game is so broken because that is so broken,
isn't it?
So broken. You shouldn't have 4 or 5 level 50 Shadow Mewtwo's. The game is so broken. So broken.
Well, that's it. Despite all of their attempts, should we say, to say, let's make this game more balanced, it's just inherently lent towards a city gameplay.
It is.
But in answer to your question, Milo, I got out on foot, did 20 of them. I had a great day doing them in my rural location. I didn't do one. And if I'm honest with you, the only observation which I would say, which was an improvement, was there were more of them spawning, and it was notable.
Yeah, the spawn rates for the raids were very good.
Very good. So they got that bit right. So
yeah, definitely.
Well done.
Yeah, and I think that's, unfortunately, that's going to be due to the fact that it's here for one weekend of the year, much like they did last year with boosting the Shadow Raids for Mewtwo back in May 2023. This time around, there were vastly more of them spawning, which was great. But the timing of it, and I know not everybody celebrates Easter, but people do have commitments and things like that. There were lots of our local crew who were unavailable. So some lucrative sort of network was, being utilized to try and get people to go to do certain raids and see who could attend to what.
Also sort of things.
No, exactly. But
but it wasn't like it's the first time it's been out though. So
exactly.
It wasn't like this is the
that's
debut.
The thing you've got to remember. It's not a new mon, and also we can't bitch and moan about this was over Easter. Not everyone celebrates Easter. We can't moan about it being over Christmas. Not everybody. So it's a weekend, and if you are free, you can play it just like any other event.
That's exactly
game,
what I
really.
said. Yeah, the timings are by the by, really. But a lot of people were unavailable. I had commitments on the Sunday, so I played most of the Saturday for about 8 hours. I think we did about 25 raids. We could have gone more hardcore, but we wanted to try and get more people involved, so we were going around on foot rather than jumping in the car.
Yeah.
The one saving grace since Mewtwo was last as a shadow in the raid is the party play attack boost meant that you could if you had good accounts and good counters, you could trio Shadow Mewtwo with gems and party play. So that in itself makes it a little bit easier to do. But then again, you have to have level 50 really solid counters and all of that jazz. So I didn't go as hardcore as before due to commitments over Easter. But there was a 6 a.m. raid session for a couple of us for about 3 hours on Sunday morning. Ended getting about 45 raids done, I think. 2 shinies acquired, but they were very, very quickly got on the Saturday morning. And it was just the chase of getting a good IV one. But as Mark said, it's the most powerful Pokemon in the game. And really, even if you get a totally trash one, it's technically better to have that than a regular Mewtwo. That's how powerful they are. I've always thought, and I've seen a lot of people's reactions saying, there should be some remote capability for it, just because of otherwise it's locked into city communities. And how is that an inclusive feature?
If this was the first time it came out, I wouldn't feel like that. I think for me this isn't new now. Shadow Mewtwo's been out before. Even though I've never done a Shadow Mewtwo raid, I've actually got 3 of them because of the Giovanni researches. I've done the Stat Super Rocket raid. So got them in there, but like we just said then, that inclusivity piece, it's a missed opportunity. But hey, this isn't a new conversation. And I think this won't be the last time we have this conversation, or we certainly reference it, how the game can be unbalanced in certain ways. But I think now they've made Shadow Mewtwo very common, probably one of the most common Shadow Pokemon in the game now. I don't think it needs to be protected now. It was like the old EX raids, wasn't it? When Mewtwo first came into the game, you could only get it through EX raids. I remember when I got my first one, I was like, because you didn't think you were going to get another one, did you? But, we know how the game works now. But I think for me, I didn't really let it bother me over the weekend because I knew I couldn't do them. So
I guess after all of that, the big question, boys, we're rating these events nowadays out of 10. What would you give the World of Wonders taken over as a whole, with the Groudons, the Shadow Shinies, the Rockets, the Spawns, and the Mewtwo all combined together?
Well, as a man that barely played it, but I did see a lot on social media, etc., etc., I am going to probably 7.5. I'm going to give this a 7.5.
Even points.
Obviously, if I played and got a Hundo Mewtwo, it probably would have been a 9.5. Like,
Yeah, that definitely bumps the score up.
I'm going to answer it how I experienced it, what I thought of it personally, not about what it offered, but what I got out of it. I got an awful Shadow Groudon IV, so I'm upset about that. I thought that the Team Go Rocket Leader Shiners were awful, and there was nothing fun in that to really chase. The promise of amazing opportunity to not take part in a Shadow Mewtwo weekend. However, I did complete... No, I didn't actually, because that was on the April Fool's event. No spoilers. I did break my haircut shiny streak, actually.
Hooray!
It was a licky tongue on an egg, so I don't think that really counts for the event.
I think this might be a 10.
Joke aside, I was going to give it a lot lower, but that's not fair. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10.
Okay, so slap bang in the middle.
I kind of, in a lot of ways, agree with Mark. As I said a little earlier, I found this a very mid event. Taking aside the IVs of the Shadow Groudon, for me, the event was essentially around Shadow Groudon and the Shadow Mewtwo at the weekend. The rest of the event was very, very mid. So I can't go any higher than a 6, to be honest, because there wasn't enough there. I wasn't sold and fully sort of engrossed in the event. So it's a 6, and that's a bit of a push for me. So bring it home, Whitfield.
Wow.
What's your score to round this one out?
It's tricky because I kind of want to go along the same lines as Coops, but there are negative things pulling it all back, really, particularly looking back to what the previous Rocket event was with Shadow Kyogre and all of that, and that didn't even have spawns. So this is light years ahead of that. Because of the Zorua boost spawns and Vullaby in the wild, there was an Eggmon, but Eggmons are paywalled. There were some positive things out of the Rocket shake-up. My personal preference of chasing specific shadows is quite good, and the Groudon itself. I will lean towards a 7 out of 10 for this one. There's quite a few things to go and chase, and the spawns made it something you could actually play, unlike previous Rocket events, I think.
Do you know what I love about that whole thing? Obviously, I didn't play the event, and I was like 7.5 if I'd played it. I'm from what you lot have said. It's like
I was checking Instagram. I was checking X. Yeah, it was
Coops would
great.
have definitely gone for a 2.
Yeah. Here's me. I just see all these Hundo Shadow Groudons.
Well, you
Shadow
never
Mewtwos.
ever trust social media.
And then Coops just drooling.
Well, gents, listen, not to sort of move it on swiftly, but yes, I was drooling. But talking about an event which, again, was, to be fair, I was quite shocked because I thought that by the way, happy April Fools for Monday, by the way. But I thought the April Fools event for 2024 was actually okay. Now, this event was, they put out a little article of a picture of basically 3 screenshots, one being a nice, a great, and an excellent throw, basically saying these can all be excellents. People are like, oh my God. So however you throw the ball at this Pokemon, it's going to be an excellent regardless of how you actually threw it at it, which means you got the excellent XP. Yeah, gents, what did we all think? Obviously, I again, apologies, didn't play it, but from what I saw on Twitter, this was quite a good event and quite a good little 24-hour grinding session.
You'd have thought that everything you threw at a Pokemon would be an excellent throw. It was kind
Except
of
when they jump out of the way.
Yeah. And if you threw it straight at it, it wasn't. And if you clipped it on a curveball, it wasn't.
Oh, was it not really? Oh, so
It had to be within the nice circle or more.
that's Ian doing me dirty again, making me host a thing that I didn't.
No. If ever there was an event designed to get the most casual of players playing, if they've lost that motivation on an XP grind, this was the event to do it. And I think some of the calculations I saw with Lucky Eggs on, and let's face it, Monday is probably an easier day to make time to do that around commitments.
If it's a public holiday for you, yeah.
A fair point in, so if it's a public holiday for you, this was the chance to gain some levels in the game. There was some serious XP available. I think people were doing calculations. You get, was it 1.1 million XP an hour or something crazy? Obviously, you need resources to sustain that. We know that isn't sustainable. Did I like the concept of it? Actually, yes. Was the 25 nice, excellent, great curveball task harder than it should have been? Yes.
That was so torturous, wasn't it?
I got to 22 and it broke the streak, got to 24 and broke the streak. And yet, in the end of the day, I found enough for me to have another go at it. Do you know what? In that last couple of hours,
I can do this.
I didn't think it was worth it.
It wasn't, but it was to get it completed.
Because a lot of mons were so much more jumpy than they normally are. I'm sure they were.
Oh, and I found actually, that even though you've got the excellent throw, it didn't improve your catch rate of them. Did anyone find that? Because even though it said excellent on a nice throw, I think the probability of catching it was still as of a
it
nice
counted
throw.
as an excellent throw,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. It was still a nice, great, or
Yeah,
excellent.
yeah, I think you're
That
right.
was it, yeah. But it was playful. It was funny. And I got a new shiny family complete. So that made it good. But I focus on Spinder for it. That was my chase for the April Fool's event.
I also agree with that it was a fun concept, a fun gimmick, as it were. And to be honest, in terms of the last couple of years of April Fool's events, certainly last year's Pidgey Pandemonium was just apocalyptically awful. Whereas the gimmick is actually useful for players. Certainly not, maybe not for us, because we're all level 50, and I looked at it and thought, oh, well, it's funny, but I don't really care too much. For anybody who is a newer player, this was actually a really, really good little mini event to just go and play and catch stuff. I think it would have been funnier to have maybe some spawns that were dedicated to April Fools. Way, way back in the day, we had some tricky Pokemon like Apom or Krogunk spawning and Bidoof.
Would you really have wanted that again?
Well, I don't know. It's just a bit more themed, maybe. It may be because where I chose to play it in Kew Gardens was a Pidove nest.
Was that Pidove Pandemonium?
Pidove Pandemonium. Just you wait.
2024.
No, but
Bring it in.
To be fair though, Milo, I think it is vital to point out, even if this one had issues and it didn't go as smoothly, it was a million times better than last year. So I think we do kind of all have to bear that in mind as well. Because last year, I literally remember it like it was yesterday when we were like, sorry, are they joking? Like, is this actually the event? I remember us proper going in to say.
I mean, there are lots of things that are better than Pidgey Pandemonium. That probably include being on fire, to be honest. But
I know.
But this one was really, really good fun, to be honest. I mean, if you aren't after the XP, then you don't really have to play it too much. But it's a fun little gimmick to, get some XP for it. I do think that just thank God that wasn't a collection challenge. That 25 excellence in a row, thank God it didn't count to a collection medal. I did do it, but I was losing my mind because where I was, it decided to bucket down with rain. Playing Pokemon Go in the rain.
Yeah.
I mean, I was actually I got my shiny Shaman that day. I decided, I'm going to claim it on April Fools. Like it's sort of the same as shiny Jirachi last year. I seem to get my shiny mythicals on April Fool's Day, which is funny. But the rain was just throwing the Pokeballs in a general direction for me and not hitting the throw bonus and cancelling things out. And I was absolutely going crazy. But could they have done more with it? Yes. But was it really that important? Probably not. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I think in the grand scheme of things, April Fool's event, they're a gimmick. They don't really mean a lot in the grand scheme of things. And I'm glad, actually, that they do something different every year. Because could you imagine if they actually just brought the same event back, as 90 have a habit of doing every year? So it's nice that they do something different. It was very gimmicky. It was nice. Everything was an excellent throw. And as you've said, for people that are trying to rack up the XP to level up or get towards level 50, it was a great event, assuming you were on public holiday. A lot of people don't have the luxury we have in the UK of having this day off because it fell just after Easter for us. Well, for everybody, but for us here, obviously Easter isn't always the same weekend. What troubles me with this event was it didn't feel April Foolsy. It was too nice. It was giving us too much. And part of me was thinking they just seem to be throwing XP event after XP event at us at the moment, almost like there's some sort of ulterior motive. But it didn't feel like an April Fool's event to me.
Yeah, I get that.
I know what you mean because it kind of benefited in a way.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It was like a pacified April Fool's. Oh, look at this joke, but it's really, really good.
It was like a trick or treat event, but there was no tricks. It was just a treat,
I was just going to say the same there, Ian. It's
probably,
all treats.
What's funny? It probably would have worked better as a Halloween event, actually.
It probably would, actually.
Yeah.
It probably would. In terms of the 2-page special research, I tried it. And, I'm going to admit it. I failed at that because every time I got to about 15 to 20 throws, I encountered some Pokemon that wouldn't normally jump out of the throw that you're throwing at, even when you throw in nice. And I was just getting trolled by these mons, so I just thought, screw it, life's too short to try and get
nice.
Even 25 nice throws in a row. It just, for the reward, it just wasn't worth it. And had it been a collection challenge, I probably would have had to knuckle down a bit more. But you know what? Bank holiday. I've got better things to be doing.
Nana berries. all the
But
way.
it's safe to say, gents, everyone's had a listen to what we thought about the weekend, and from what it sounds like, not too great, eh?
Could do better.
I didn't play the games that much this weekend, so yeah, it was a nice weekend away from the game.
So, like that for me every day, mate. But one thing...
I'm becoming the new casual.
yeah.
El
Imagine
Casual.
that. Coops Cascada. It kind of works, actually. It kind of works.
It does work.
But Milo, congrats on your win last week, mate. But it's over
Thank
to you.
you.
4. Play your dicks right.
We haven't played this one in
It's been a hot minute.
Just
It's
so
months.
long.
Have we even played it this year?
I don't know
Haven't
if we
played that for a long time, boys, have
Oh
we?
my goodness.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
You
What
just
are
said
on about,
Dex,
Milo?
didn't you? Yeah.
It's a Dex, yeah.
Well, Mark plays with this every week.
All right. Milo! PG, come on now.
Anyway,
That's
that
why
was
so I didn't say anything.
Cooper.
obviously play your decks right. You may not have heard what this game is about because we haven't played it in so long. So essentially, I'm going to say to one of the other three the name of a Pokemon, and I'll ask them to guess if the following Pokemon is higher or lower numerically in the Pokédex. And if they guess correctly, they will be through to the next round with A. And if they get it wrong, it will be out with
Oh.
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 sad times. So I guess it's play until there's a winner
Last man standing, I guess.
at
isn't
this
it? Yeah.
point. So
Last man.
the order shall be Marky, Coops, then Ian. So Mark, your first question. Flabebe will be the starting point. Is Flabebe higher or lower than Scatterbug?
That's a really tough one to start on.
Well, it is, Cooper, and I hope yours is just as tough. I think Flababy is lower than Scatterbug. I'm wrong.
I'm afraid, yeah, you're incorrect, Marky. Flabebe is a whole row higher in the decks than Scatterbug. But you're not out, of course. If the two of them get it wrong, you're still in the game.
Woohoo!
So we will stick with Kalos on this one. Let's be nice with this. So, Coops.
No, let's
Bulbasaur,
not be
Mewtwo.
nice.
But
Hold on.
being nice because Coops doesn't know anything about these Pokemon.
Yeah, but you
so
didn't even
it's
tell me
okay.
what gen it was. You just went straight in and went, right, Flabebe. I'm like, oh, what gen's that? Kalos?
Actually, I don't think we should talk the generations, so you can't see.
No,
Ian, I
so-
agree.
Yeah.
So there's no
Milo,
idea.
Pick a
There's-
random one.
I've
and don't
just done
mention it.
exactly that. So, Coops,
Bulbasaur.
your starting point. There's two different bird Pokemon on this one. Your starting point is Rufflet. Can you tell me, is Volibee higher or lower than Rufflet?
I love how we always do that. We go, oh,
Oh, is Volibee. Oh,
oh.
do you know what?
He's got no camera.
Love Volibee.
Have you just guessed he's got no camera? We just.
He could be checking on his phone.
Could be in the decks.
Is it higher? Is it? Oh,
Just keep
Mark,
scrolling.
stop
till he finds
talking,
it.
mate. I just got to load up Pokemon Go. Hold on.
close it. You mean?
I'm gonna go Volibee is higher. Volibee is higher. It's my favourite, so I'm gonna go higher.
Correct.
Well,
My
surprise,
favourite.
surprise, he's correct.
It's my
He
favourite.
wasn't
He's
stalling
so-
at all.
No, he wasn't. He's
Boys,
a
Somebody
wise-
load up the friends list and see if he's online.
Yeah.
Boys, yeah, hand on my heart, I promise you, I did cheat. No, I didn't.
Oh.
Ian, to stay in the game, otherwise this would be a very, very short game. We went on a road trip to get Horlucha, didn't we?
We did.
So, can you tell me, is Carbink higher or lower in the decks than Horlucha?
No, I can't, but I'm going to guess lower.
You're saying that Carbink is lower than Horlucha.
Yes.
Well, the casual has won this.
Wow.
I remember
that
Milo was always giving you a
one
second
round.
chance there, Ian.
He
was like,
almost
Are you
was."
saying that Carbink is lower than
So I'm afraid Carbink is 2 places higher in the Pokédex than Horlucha, which means what was the other description for a ginger person, Marky?
a ginger.
He has won. Played next right. So
Coops
Coops
is the game
is
lord
the
next week.
ginger game lord.
Well, it's
Ian,
Not
do you
that
know what?
I wanted this, but yeah, thank you. Thanks,
Ian, I'd
guys.
loved it if you'd done this. You've gone, right, carping is, hold on a minute, let me
And
just
for the
have a-
audio listeners, Marcus turned off his camera.
I think it's low. It's my favourite one in the game.
But you know what, boys? That was a quick game. So what we'll do later, we're going to have a little pub quiz.
Oh no.
But while I prepare for the pub quiz, it's time for...
Is the news.
Oh, bless him. Good to have him
I had
involved,
to play
isn't
that
it?
one.
Yeah.
For you especially.
Got to have our boy involved. So we have got a little bit of news on tonight's show. The World of Wonders can be continued, or the journey can continue with the Wonder Ticket Part 2.
I thought you were going to say, yes, it is just a little bit.
It is a very small amount. We're going to experience wonders with Evie and friends on Part 2. Who said recycled? Oh, I don't believe that for a minute.
Eco.
So, starting on April the 1st, 24, which has already started, trainers who purchase or already possess the Wonder Ticket can access Part 2 of their unique World of Wonders experience. And this month, research Pokémon diversity with a cherry blossom. Yes, that can be adorned, Eevee and all its evolutions. Each part of the Wonder Ticket will be revealed at the start of each month throughout the World of Wonders, and trainers will be able to access all timed research regardless of when they make the purchase during the season. You'll have until the following season to complete the timed research tasks, so you can spring into action at any point during the World of Wonders without missing out on any part of this of the Wonder Ticket experience. What does it actually mean? So trainers can claim their rewards for completing the Wonder Ticket time research tasks at any point up until June the 14th at 8 p.m. local time. Just to clarify, that is 2024, not June the 14th in any year, because if you don't do it by then, you lose it. It's timed. The Wonder Ticket will be available for purchase until June the 1st at 9:59 a.m. local time. So you have plenty of time to embark on this wonderful journey and part of your hard-earned cash if you are teased or tempted by people showing off the good stuff. But be sure to check out the in-game shop and web store regularly. You never know what wonders you may find. Let's go. Right, the Wonder Ticket Part 2. This is actually the bit we want to talk about. Experience the wonders of Eevee and its evolution. I should say evolutions. They've just put evolutions on it, but it should be evolutions. Complete time research to receive these rewards, and these are encounters with the following Pokemon: Eevee, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Espeon, Umbreon, Leafeon, Glaceon, and Sylveon, all adorned with cherry blossoms.
Aww.
Now, something I've seen, which is potentially, I think this is quite exciting. I know I got shot down last time. I did talk about the excitement of seeing a shiny Umbreon in the wild, which never got switched on. Well done, Niantic. The beauty with this one is I have seen someone get the shiny Vaporeon with the cherry blossoms.
Yes.
And it looks good. And I like that because it takes away the randomness about it. You get the encounter with it, and if it's shiny, bingo, bongo, you've got that one tick, you can move on. With the exception of all the evolutions, wearing the cherry blossoms, you will also get a lucky egg, you'll get a Poffin, an Incensed, hey, like that, 2 charged TMs, a premium battle pass, a star piece, and more. Oh, I'm only messing, there's 3 silver pineapple berries in there as well. A nice little list there. But stay tuned for more details about Wonder Ticket Part 3, including your purchase coming soon. I like it, actually. What are we thinking, boys? I mean, obviously, the cherry blossoms are a newer costume. They came in last year, didn't they, the cherry blossoms?
I think it was last year.
There's been other
you're
blossoms,
right.
hasn't there?
There's been the standard flower crown for previous years, 2021 and 2022.
Oh, Dortmund, Ian, do you remember that?
I do. I
Ian.
think it's a nice touch, to be honest. You know, it's a nice seasonal thing. Certainly for in the northern hemisphere, it suits very well with spring coming in, the flower crowns, and as far as we can see, there isn't a spring into spring event during April like there usually is. So, giving you some costume Pokemon, and as Marky, you said, the key thing, the fact that the evolutions can be shiny, that's actually a really good touch. It gives extra value to the encounter you get, because otherwise we'd be sitting here laughing. It's like, oh, you get a Vaporeon that's going to be 12, 10, 11 or something. It has a shiny potential, which is no bad thing. Bang for your buck.
Totally agree. Evolutions and the shiny chance aside, if you look at what else you're getting, Lucky Egg, Poffin, Incense, Charged TMs, Battle Pass, Star Piece. Now, if you chop that ticket cost of $10 into 3, that's like $3.33 per month. The price of those items, your quid's in, really. You can't go wrong. So it's a nice little inoffensive ticket, really, if you was actually to look at the value of it and the evolutions and the chance of getting a shiny icing on the cake, if you ask me. So, yeah, I'm on board.
I mean, Ian, let's be honest, mate. You had me at Poffin there, mate. Honestly, I think this event's brilliant. Best
Well,
thing I've
we
ever
don't
seen.
need any
£10.
We don't need any realization about the fact that you love a poffin.
I do.
He's a poffin.
But no, it looks good, and of course, I just love Eevee. I love it more than Mark, actually. I think it takes me back to my Eevee years in Liverpool, back in the day, back in the good old days. But boys, listen, I know we've just spoken about some news, but unfortunately, boys, I do have some bad news.
What?
They've taken away our AR mode, our favourite AR mode. I can't believe it. Niantic today.
Wait, what do you mean?
Tuesday, the 2nd of April. I love that. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. You told me to bring it up.
Mine was like, I really want to know and bring it up.
Yeah.
It's all about a poll, Coops.
Just after April Fool's Day, Tuesday, the 2nd of April, randomly at midday, Niantic put out a little two-lined... Actually, it wasn't even... It was the support, wasn't it? Niantic
Support,
put out a little... not even on the game yet, put out a little two-lined little thing. Oh, BTW, we're making some change to AR. You click on the link and bam, there it was. They have taken away the whole AR mode, which us players loved. It made it easier to grind. It made it easier to do stuff with your buddy. I was going to play with your buddy, but it just sounds weird saying that out loud. But you have to do stuff with your buddy. What was that?
It does sound wrong.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It does.
Playing with, I hate
Filthy
that.
minds.
Maybe it's just us. But yeah, so Milo, talk to us more in depth about it, because you'll know about it. I know for me, even though I wasn't as much as hardcore and as much as a grinder as you, this has definitely had an impact on the way that I do things. Even if it is minorly, it still makes the game a bit slower and a bit more mundane. When, you know me, I'm going to say it, we want to make things quicker, speed things up, and we want to be a little bit more active in making the game better.
Coops,
Yeah,
before Milo
so-
talks, we're going to play sad violin music over Milo, because I think he needs it here.
I was just about to ask for the same.
Cue the music. So it is a reasonably sad day for anybody who's a bit of a hardcore grinder, certainly on community days or spotlight hour events, because the standard AR mode that has been in the game pretty much since its inception has now gone away, and now only AR Plus is available. Where, yeah, I like a bit of AR Plus. I don't mind a bit of AR photography. It can be quite fun and entertaining. However, AR Plus is the slowest method to encounter a Pokemon you could possibly conceive. You have to select the AR mode on the Pokemon and then wait for Niantic's app, which is usually very slow, to go, this looks like a flat surface, spawn the Pokemon in, encounter it, and you can do the whole expert handler thing that gives you like 25 extra stars.
Or you could just play standard mode, no AR, and then just encounter them normally and pretty
Look at
quickly.
me, I'm surrounded by casuals. But where this is going to be really bad is that you can no longer just do the instantly load into AR mode with the camera on. The camera and the Pokemon are sort of more detached in that standard AR mode that has now been removed. So you could do the instant encounter, throw the Pokeball, and quick catch, exit. That was, compared to regular catching, about 8 times faster to do that. Now it's gone. The quick, super fast quick catch for big event grinds is sadly gone. But as Marky or Coops said before we started recording, when they tried to interact with their buddies, it also now means you can't do the quick tickle and whatever with your buddy. Tickle, yeah. Scratch it behind the ear or something. So you have to now properly engage with the buddy Pokemon and make it spawn on a flat surface, which, let's face it, most of us don't really give a toss about that sort of thing. If we're going to do the best buddy kind of grind, you're going to give it a berry and crack on with the day and do that sort of thing. Poffin if you're walking a lot, I guess, or however you want to play it. But you can't do that now, so they've made everything a lot more slow with this whole functionality, which, given it's now 8 years into the game, why reinvent the wheel? It seems to be working perfectly fine. That's me done. Violin music off.
I think we ran out of violin music there.
It'll be looping. Don't worry.
So for people who played the main series games of Pokemon, I think one thing that people know is speed is not of the essence of the game. that the games weren't designed to be flown through. They weren't designed to be sped through. They were designed to be progressive and they're different platforms. I get all that. It's a mobile game, and we've had a system in place for a numerous amount of years, well, since the game started, to be fair. But if they take away the quick catch as part of this as well, I think, that potentially would have been the tipping point for everything.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Exactly. So let's get in. I balance it a slight bit here. As someone who's only just about mastered the quick catch, and I am that casual, Milo, as you said, all the casuals. It doesn't make the game any less enjoyable for me not having this feature, because, like you said, I see it, I get it from your perspective. I understand the annoyance because you don't have to play it like that. You can or you can't. This is actually stopping you from playing it in the way you want. So you're taking, by definition, the choice away now. Niantic will say it's an augmented reality game. This is what it was all about. And AR Plus, dare I say it, is an upgrade to AR.
It's the closest thing we've got, isn't it? Yeah.
The plus.
And actually, when you take away the blended reality blending as part of it, it kind of fixes it better than it's ever used to. There's still some glitches, like I said before on episode 153. I think I made a note of it here, Ian. I did say, is this all because they've given up on the augmented reality part?
You did say that just a few weeks ago, yeah.
That was it, about the background looking better. And hopefully Coops has noticed the improvement that's made to the game now from his original comment in 153.
It looks the same.
Probably not. But what I would say is I get it. I get why it's annoying. You know, I'm not the best buddy grind person. It just annoys you when it's part of a task. You go, oh, God, I've got to do that now. Oh, dear. But in terms of playing the game, I've never played the game with AR mode like that to catch them. It's never been a facet of how I've played it. So for me personally, it doesn't change it in any way for me. So at least I haven't taken quick catch away.
No, don't incentivize it.
Pull it back in. But no, that's my thought on it.
I totally agree, Mark. I genuinely think, unpopular opinion, they should have got rid of this ages ago, to be honest. Because you've always had, up until now, AR mode, which is literally your Mon or Amon superimposed over just the camera background. It's no form of AR at all, if we're honest. And then AR plus mode, which pretty much 99% of people had turned off unless I was taking a photograph. I've never, ever used AR quick catch during a community day because ultimately I want to enjoy the community day, and I there's no point trying to work that fast. I want to enjoy the experience. So I think you're in one of two camps. Either you'll be like Whitfield, who's a little bit bent out of shape because he can't do things as quickly anymore, or you'll be like the majority of the players who really either don't have an opinion or don't care. And I'm in the opinion of really it doesn't make any difference to me. I think AR Plus should be AR Plus. Yes, it's slower, but that's the vision that Niantic are going for. And AR mode wasn't AR. It wasn't. It was just the Mon superimposed over a camera background, which is in no way, shape, or form AR. That's my 2 cents.
And you heard it here first, the great white shark.
Hang on, we've got the other shark there.
Yeah.
What type of shark? Am I what is it? The bottlenose dolphin?
No, that's not a shark, Milo. Don't go down that route again.
I want to trigger Ian again.
It's not a shark.
Actually, Milo is like a dolphin, isn't he? Because he's eager to please. He wants to. He's like our little virtue signaler.
The virtue signaler.
Oh,
Milo.
Jeez, that's not how I want people to remember me when I'm dead.
Can we have an AI photo of Milo superimposed on a dolphin body, please?
Oh my God. Also, I'm allergic to fish, Ian. I wouldn't be a very good dolphin.
You don't eat. Oh, you do eat fish, don't
dolphins
they?
aren't carnivorous. They don't eat each other, but they do eat fish actually. So yeah.
And other sea animals, Ian.
That's what I said. They do eat fish.
Yeah. Can I be
Cooper? What's your thoughts on the AI?
If you was a dolphin,
I'm thinking hammerhead shark.
If you was a dolphin.
Anyway, right, boys. That's that done. Let's never talk about AR again. Now.
No.
Coops hasn't given his opinion yet.
It doesn't count.
Didn't he at the beginning?
Didn't he?
Did you give an opinion?
No,
Coops?
I didn't. And I'm really upset with that. No, mate, listen. To be fair, we're laughing, but I've really got nothing to say about it. I think I was being...
So I could have kept talking.
Yeah, basically. But now we're here. It's sad and it's a shame for the grinders. But I will definitely It's just annoying, isn't it? It's one of those things. Now I've got to actually find a flat surface, find it. I can't just lay
You say
in bed
that,
in
Coops,
the
but
dark
did you
and-
actually ever use it honestly?
No, but bro, whenever
was
I fed my
Poffin
buddy,
Man.
yeah, I was Poffin, mate. I was Poffin Man for a long time, Ian. I was Poffin Man before you were Great White.
Poffin Man.
Is that the Puffin Man?
Filming your feet and all that.
The Puffin Man is here. The Puffin Man.
The Puffin Man can.
If anyone can, the Puffin Man can. I've got to imagine Coops just throw puffins out now, have you? Little cheeky smiles.
That's Coops' next TikTok.
Yes.
God's sake.
Coops is
Listen,
like, he's like Willy Wonka, isn't he, Ian? Instead of throwing chocolate bars, like he's throwing puffins. He's going, throw them out.
The ginger giveaway.
Did you just say the ginger nubs giveaway?
I've never laughed so much. Oh, God.
Did you just say the Willy Wonka throws out chocolate and the ginger throws out puffins? Oh.
Anyway, Ian, I think you can proceed.
But yeah.
Yes.
Right, boys. We've not had one of these for at least 2 weeks. It's time for... Okay, while Mark and Coops are just killing themselves with laughter, we're going to go straight into the pub quiz. And this pub quiz it's quite topical. So Mark took us on a GoFest 2024 kind of pub quiz. What do we know about 2024's locations? Milo's was a bit random, but vaguely around these locations. So what we're going to do today is we're going to see how much you three know about former GoFest locations. Now, I'll give you a clue. There's one question about football, Milo, so sorry, but Coops and Mark might know the answer to this one. They might not.
Okay.
But essentially, 3 options for each question, so you've got a 1 in 3 chance of getting it right, even if you don't know it. And we'll go straight into question number 1. The name Chicago, GoFest Chicago. We've had a GoFest 3 times in Chicago. The name Chicago is derived from a French rendering of the Native American word Chicacoa. Which type of food is Chihuahua? Is it A, an onion? Is it B, a pepper? Or is it C, a pemmican? And we're going to go to Marky first.
A Chihuahua's a type of dog, in it.
I was going to say,
Chihuahua.
it's very small and angry.
I've no idea, Ian, and I think you knew that I'd have no idea, you devious quizmaster, you. So I'm going to go with D, dog. Is that an option?
D for dog, yeah.
I'm going to go in the middle, B for barrow.
Mark is going for B for Barrow. Well, W for Whitfield. Where are you going to go on this one?
I have not a Scooby about this question. You were saying it's a
Coops,
French...
turn your mic off if you're Googling the answer.
No, I'm not.
Tappy tappy tap tap tap. You threw the word French in there, so I'm going to go for A. Absolutely no idea.
So you'll go for A, onion.
Yeah,
Okay.
onion for France.
Onion for France. And Casual Coops, where are you going on this one?
And I'm going to go what Wikipedia says. No, I'll no idea. I'll go C for Coops. Why not?
C for Coops.
Feels right.
Okay. Why did that just populate with Coops? Hang on. My scoreboard's not working. There we go. Okay. So question 2. We had a couple of GoFests in Dortmund in the early days of Pokemon Go. So, boys, tell me, what is the name of Borussia Dortmund's official ground? Is it A, the Veltins Arena? Is it B, Ludwigsparkstadion? Or is it C, Signal Iduna Park? Milo Whitfield, you're looking quite blank.
Well, it's a football question. One thing I can correct you on is that Dortmund has only had one GoFest, Ian. The other was the Safari Zone.
I stand corrected, I apologise, but it has still had a GoFest.
Sadly, that's not the actual question.
No, it's not. How smug is Whitfield?
So I'm going to go for C.
Okay, C for Casual Coops.
Yeah, I've got no idea, but I am kind of on the same page as Milo. I feel like I was going to go with B, but it's a little bit It's a bit long. I feel like saying that a lot. It's a bit of a tongue twister. So I don't think it's A, so I'm going to go C. But again, as a football fan, I don't have a clue.
I'm going to go B again.
You're going B. Question number 3. I think it was last year, Osaka held a Go Fest in Japan. But boys, I want to know, what does Osaka mean? Is it A, large hill, B, big land, or C, small area? And Casual Coops, you're up next.
At the start of the show, you did say this was going to be random, but these are incredibly random. I've never been, I don't know anything about Osaka, so I've got a feeling people, I think, could be making up. They say it's quite big, so I'm going to go with the one where you said big area, big land. I think you
Big
said,
land,
did you?
that's
Or-
B.
Yeah.
Okay.
No idea though, but I'll go with that, mate.
Okay. Masterful 27.
I'm going to go for a large hilly and go for A.
Okay, Whitfield.
And I've got not a clue either, but I'm going to assume a city is named after something around it rather than necessarily the area where it's settled. So I'll go for A, with a big hill.
Large hill.
Large hill, there we go. Let's go
Halfway
for
point.
that.
So 2 years ago, we had a Go Fest in Seattle, Washington. There's a mountain in that area called Mount Rainier. I want to know, how tall is Mount Rainier? Is it A, 10,000 feet, B, 12,000 feet, or C, 14,000 feet? And let's stick with Whitfield.
So this is quite bad because I went to Seattle Go Fest. Obviously, we only saw the mountain from a distance. And I don't remember ever listing off the height of the mountain while making a video or a podcast.
We didn't. I checked.
We didn't. No, I don't even remember anybody
that
telling
big?
us.
That big Milo from a distance?
Look, that's very personal detail, Marky. Let's not get there. Okay. But I'm going to pick... Mountains in America can be quite large. I'm going to go for 14,000.
14,000.
C.
You go for Nick's philosophy, we always go for the biggest.
Yes.
Masterful 27.
Well, as my poll is the grandest
There ever was.
most weeks, I'd be gutted if this mountain was bigger. But I do agree that Nick's right. It's always go big. Don't go small.
Big is better.
So I'm going to break my B's. I'm going to go C, Ian, on this one. C for Cooper.
C. Okay. And Casual Coops.
Coffin King.
So I've skydived at like 12, 13,000 feet, and that's really high. So I don't think it is the highest. I'm actually gonna go for 10. I'm gonna go with the lowest one because that's really high. That is, unless I'm thinking about the wrong thing and I didn't skydive, but that's very high. So I'm gonna go with 10.
10,000 for you. Okay. 2 more questions to go. Last year, London held a Go Fest, so I would certainly expect Milo and Coops to get this one right. London. In which year did the Great Fire of London start? Is it A, 1566, B, 1666, or C, 1766? And let's go Marky as the only non-Londoner.
I'm just going to stick back to my B's, Ian. 1666, B.
Straight in there. It's B for Mark.
Does it end in 66, definitely?
It definitely ends in 66.
1966.
1976. Whitfield.
I'm going to go along the road of Marky. B. 1666 has a ring to it.
B, 1666 for Milo and Casual Coops.
Yeah, congratulations, gents. We are all correct. I'm going to go the same as well.
Coops knows his history.
You should know that, boy. You should know that, Milo. That's poor from you, mate. You should know that.
It's all deception in this pub quiz.
And the final question, actually we'll probably do the tiebreaker anyway, but the final actual question. Yokohama hosted a Go Fest a couple of years ago. So which prefecture in Japan is Yokohama located? Is it A, Nagasaki, B, Kanagawa, or C, Kyoto? And I probably butchered those pronunciations. So Nagasaki, Kanagawa, or Kyoto? And Casual Coops.
No idea. I'm going to go the first one because I like how it sounds.
Okay, Nagasaki for you. Whitfield.
Haven't got a clue about Japanese geography. I'll go for C. Kyoto.
C, Kyoto
I don't
for
know.
Milo.
don't know.
And finally, Masterful 27.
I'm going to quickly go in because I've done it all the time when I don't know. Well, most of them is B. B for the middle again.
B for the middle
I do like the
again.
sound of A.
It's a good letter.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, boys, we do have a winner,
A.
but we're also going to
Oh.
do the tiebreaker question as well, just because, you know what, we need run time. So let's go through the answers. So, question number 1. The name Chicago is derived from the French rendering of the Native American word Chicaquois. What type of food is it? The answer was A, onion.
Onion.
Point for Whitfield. Question number 2. What is the name of Borussia Dortmund's official ground? Milo Coops, you were spot on. It was Signal Iduna
Hey.
Park.
Yes, mate.
It's the only one I got right.
Question number 3. What does Osaka mean? Well, Mark and Milo, yes, it does mean large hill.
Boys.
So, Coops, all I'll say is you did better than I did a few weeks ago. Let's just put it that way. Question number
that's
4.
not difficult.
How tall is Mount Rainier? Of course, that's a mountain around the Seattle area. Milo and Marky Boy, right again, 14,000 feet high. That mountain stands. It's tall.
4 for 4.
Yeah. Question number 5. Which year did the Great Fire of London start? Well, yes, you all got that one right. Well done on your history. I would have been disappointed if you had got that wrong, to be fair. Yep, it was 1666. Which means at the moment, with one question left, Milo is on an incredible 5 out of 6. Mark is on an acceptable 3, and Coops is on 2. So with the final question, it won't change the standings.
There's no need to do me like that. There was really, with these stupid questions, there was no need to do me like that.
The final answer won't change the standings. Whitfield has won the pub quiz, but which prefecture in Japan is Yokohama located? Mark was right. Kanagawa.
Oh, it's B. Okay.
So.
Milo, don't be so confident.
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll give you that one.
Oh,
So,
it's just...
1 point clear of the
shout.
whitewash Whitfield. So 5 out of 6 for Milo, 4 out of 6 for Mark, and 2 out of 6 for Coops. So
Again,
GG's
you didn't
boys.
need to do that.
It's all right, Coops. What I'm going to do is, and we've never done this on the pub quiz before, I'm going to now make the tiebreaker an all or nothing question. So whoever gets this right
Wow.
is actually
Oh,
irrespective
Ian.
of the.
Oh,
I
you are
told you I was going to get some
disrespectful.
payback. So
The payback is the pub quiz, which I destroyed.
here we go.
Listeners, you heard it here.
Ian.
Here we go.
This isn't over, Ian.
Oh, Ian, I love this.
Yes, I'm evil. Right, the tiebreaker question. This is all or nothing. Closest to the answer gets it. Last year, Go Fest was held in New York, and this year again. Now, One World Trade Center is currently the tallest building in New York. I want to know how high it is in feet. Coops, we'll let you go first since you got 2 out of 6 in the actual quiz.
Mate, like, can I ask a question?
Yeah, it's feet, not diameters.
Yeah, no. Right. So, how many feet are in
Roughly
a meter?
3
How
and
many-
a
how many
bit.
foot-
Three
Roughly
and a
3.
bit feet.
Roughly
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, if you write
Okay,
it down
so
to
3
3, you're not
and
far
1.
off. Is it Googling it?
And it's very tall. Yeah, it's very tall.
It's the tallest building in New York currently.
I am going to go. Oh, you lot are going to laugh at this, but I don't even care. I am going to go 800.
800 feet. Okay. That's for 27. You came second in the quiz with 4 out of 6. What is your answer?
Well, the original World Trade Centers were like nearly 2,000 feet from memory, and I don't think it's as
I'm
tall
out.
as that.
I'm out then.
I don't think they're as tall as that, or the One World Trade Center. I don't think it's as tall as that. So I'm going to be conservative, and I'm going to go at about 1,650. Play it in the middle a bit. 1,650 feet.
1650 for Marky. Okay.
I knew I was way off. God's sake.
What did you say, Coops? 40 feet. 40 dire feet.
40 dire feet.
Now, the real predicament is, do I go which side?
Yeah, exactly.
Closer to whom? Closer to whom? I don't know how tall this damn thing is, so...
You can go lower than 800 if you want. If you
yeah, if I want to throw it all away.
Oh!
Well, because then I'll definitely be out.
Yeah, exactly, mate.
It would,
Definitely be out.
Depends how many windows it's got.
Yeah, don't ask me that. So Marky's on 1650. I'm gonna go a little bit lower than that. I'll pick 1500.
1500.
Please be 1,100. Please,
Please be 800. Please be 800.
I actually feel bad now. One of you was very, very close to the answer. Very close.
822.
Coops, isn't it?
Oh no, Coops.
One World Trade Center is 1,776 feet tall,
Oh,
which means Mark was the
Marky's
closest at just
Wow.
126 feet off.
damn.
I've got to give Mark the win, even though now I feel really bad.
Oh, you feel bad, Ian, do
Hold on,
you?
why do you feel bad? Oh, do you feel bad?
You feel
now,
bad
Ian?
now, do you?
I really
Just
do.
you wait, sir.
You wait to have your pillow talk later tonight. And you go, oh, I can't believe you did that.
He's never going to talk to me
Receiving
again,
all
is he?
kinds of maritime and marine questions.
Oh, Milo, do you want to share my cup with me?
I think you should share the
What
win,
cup is
actually.
it?
I think you should share the win. That's 5 each. Yeah.
Done. And Cooper can have a point as well.
Well,
You can have a
Coops was
poffin.
like only half the size of it, so even if it said 800 meters, it'd still have been quite a way off.
Again, thanks for that.
Coop's like, again, no need for that.
Hang
Thank
on,
you.
I got 0 out of 6
And
last
we will
time.
always reference that whenever we have a quiz again in the future.
I know.
'Cause it can't be bad.
But no, one thing I do want to say is 5 out of 6, mate. Milo, well done.
I've got some good random general knowledge in there.
You sure have.
It was a good quiz.
But do you want to know what else is random?
Is it also 1700 and something feet tall?
Substantially less. It's time for
It's actually standing a little bit taller after that epic victory, Ian. Thank you. So,
the epic tide. You mean?
He's had the
the epic
boost.
tie. Well, we've got a poll tonight, and we have gone a little bit different. We stayed on topic on tonight's show because I thought it'd be quite nice to hear in real time what our audience thought about the news that was dropped today. We asked our audience, so how do you honestly feel about the enforced AR Plus update in Pokemon Go? We're going to jump straight into the result, and then we can share a few comments between us, just for fun's sake. Let's mix it up a little bit tonight. But in fourth place, well, we had 111 people on the poll. I should say 111
Wowza.
people.
Wow,
That's a
really?
good number.
that's some
That's a good
good
number,
interaction when it's actually about Pokemon
Good
Go.
interaction.
Yeah.
Funny that we might have to stick to that formula moving forward.
It's current.
With 111 votes on the poll. In fourth place, with 16% of the vote, we've got ... I love our audience. They're great, aren't they? It's brilliant. It's like you can see it's Giovanni-esque, isn't it? The ... In third place, with 18%, don't mind it. With a little face. Kind of just going, yeah, it doesn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
But in second place, with 31% of the vote, no opinion. And top, with 35% of the vote, hate it.
Yes.
So 3.5 people out of every 10 hate it. And the other 6.5 out of every 10 don't hate it. So I think it goes back to what we said. The minority hate it, but
the
there's still
minority
quite
are
a
the
few
loudest
that do.
people, unfortunately.
Well, not in case of that poll.
No, actually, no. If you add the two don't care answers together, yeah.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah.
We've had a few comments. I'll start with Lucy Davis. Lucy Davis has put, I never used AR to catch, so it doesn't affect me. Only time I use AR is when I take a picture of my Pokemon like this, and to be fair, it's a stunning picture of a glaring Articuno with quite a nice field backdrop on it. And it looks a bit spring-like with the daisies underneath it. I do like the shadow you can just kind of see on the landscape. So, yeah.
And Mark Bailey, Marky boy, Mark Bailey actually says the same sort of thing. He said, I don't really use it for catching at all, but I do love good AR plus photography. It's a shame the photo that he sent in is absolutely horrendous. I'm only joking, Mark, but he said there's some really talented people out there, and Pokemon in real life is one of those things we all wanted as kids. So yeah, so he sent a picture. I think it's a Galarian Wooper. I think.
Clodsire, dear boy.
Dear boy.
I'm going to read one from Thomas at 96 Tom L, who's probably on the same wavelength as I am as being a hardcore player. They took away remote raids, they took away expanded gifts, and now they're taking away AR catching. Honestly, after this Go Fest season, I might as well be done with this game, as Niantic seems to be going after us hardcore players.
Well, they're not. You can still be hardcore without AR catch, but there you go. That's just my 2 cents.
That's their opinion, Ian.
That's their opinion. And this one is from Lee Bancroft, and it's, again, his opinion. It's not something I ever use, so I don't really have an opinion. Although I would say I wish they would stop taking away from the game to enhance our experience. Just add new stuff that will truly enhance the experience. So a nice balanced argument there.
I've got one here from Pogo Milo. Shelley. Shelley underscore 1973. Gutted. It's how I play any event / com day, etc.
Yes.
And I've got
With
another
you.
one here from Helder Tavares. Don't use, so don't mind. However, removing that 1 second animation on encounters would be an insanely good quality of life update. So yeah, thinking ahead of the game. They will never do that, but yeah.
From Filthy Pokey Show, the way it was done was so abruptly, it was not nice. A little warning would have gone a long way, in my opinion. And that's fair, it was just suddenly done. Axe, there you go.
Yeah, and I'll round these comments out with one from Saw. Does anyone really use it other than for quick catch? Like, has anyone
We can say
used
for
it
other than Milo.
unironically? I know the R button on my game looks a little bit dusty with a few cobwebs. Bit like Mox Pole, actually.
Oh, Ian, that's a cheap shot at my pole.
So, yeah, some great feedback there. And again, it seems very divided. Some people are really gutted it's going. Other people don't really care. And I'll tell you something people do care about.
Shinies of the week.
We've had another one from Instagram, boys. We were tagged in a post from pokeevo.cec, who has said, I never normally post hashtag shinies of the week on here, but I thought I'd give it a go, seeing as I got a 3-star shiny blue ball. Absolutely
Ooh.
love seeing the plus come in clutch. And yes, they've managed to go plus a nice shiny Voltorb. Stats ain't too bad. 13, 11, 15. So nice work. The device doing its job.
Congrats. And of course, I've got to shout out my man, Randy Sue. Is it Viator 12? Is that his tag? Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Randy says, spent April Fool's event on an 8-hour daily incense and caught up with the Incensed podcast crew. Thanks, mate. 2 Galarian birds still ran. Sorry about that. But because I shouldn't laugh. But got some lovely shinies. Hashtag Incensed podcast. Hashtag shinies of the week. And Randy did get a shiny time pole, a shiny Shandshrew, and he did get a shiny Oricorio as well. So congratulations on those 3 shinies, Randy. That is pretty
Nice.
awesome.
Well, I've got one here from our boy Nakeem, and I'm gonna read this one out, Nakeem, because it sounds like you've been on a bit of a journey, my man, and the weekend got you some redemption. But Nakeem posted, I lost a Hundo Mewtwo several years ago, was never able to get another one until today. This personally was the right move. It has taken me years to redeem myself for losing the original Hundo, and I have absolutely no regrets. And fair play, Nakeem, you put every single hashtag because you ran out of space on the post. Adding the hashtags here since I maxed out on characters. No blue tick for Nakeem. Hashtag Shinies of the Week, hashtag Hundos of the Week, hashtag Incensed Podcast, hashtag Redemption of the Week, hashtag Pokemon Go Friends, Pokemon Go app, hashtag Shadow Mewtwo, and hashtag Hundo Mewtwo. And well done, Nakeem. You did do it. You purified your 96% Shadow Mewtwo and got yourself your Hundo. So well done, mate. Losing one like that, I get that completely.
Yeah, that's
Love
proper
to
pain.
see it. And he's maxed it out to level 50 as well.
Rightly
It's a
so.
thing of beauty.
GG's, man. GG's. And we'll round out Shannon's week with this one from our campfire. Mama Glass 1977 said, Hi, Incensed Podcast. I hope all is well with you. I haven't posted in a while, but here are my hashtag Shinies of the week. And she got 96%. Well, it would have been a point on it. It's a buy sharp now. Shiny. Great. Really sorry. 96% shiny Bronzor and a
Nice.
1-star shiny. Well, again, I'm guessing it would have been a Squirtle, but it's now.
The Blastoise.
That's the one.
Second or
That's the
third
one.
stage here.
Jesus. Oh my god. Yeah, Blastoise Mark, yes.
Now, Charizard.
No, but see, what? Look. Oh, it should have been called level 1. Yeah, shiny Blastoise. Hang on. They weren't all hers. The Bronzor was Angus's. Sorry, it's all right. I've got pictures and then random messages in between. Yeah, the Bronzor was Angus's, and Blastoise
You can't make this up, do you?
was caught in the wild. There we go.
Other people's Shinies of the week.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Shinies of the week. Yeah, Gigi's Mama Glass.
Ian, are you all right?
No, I'm really not.
Did my man just do a drill?
Oh, right, where were we? Yes, we're finishing the show. Thank you very much for listening.
Finishing.
We're at the end, finally, of this week's show. We've definitely got there. It's been a long one. Need to say thank you to everyone that is currently pledging to us on Patreon, whether you are on the bronze or you on the silver tiers. Thank you so much. You guys help us make this podcast. But one of the perks of being on our gold tiers, we get to call you out by name and say thank you to you individually. So, Mandy Croft, Maz, aka Ozma Lionheart, Highbone, Barside 2, Mufti, Apex 171, Connolly, Kerry and Zachary, Darby Russ, Clifford Murr, JB, and Hermes Ninja. Thank you so very much for being our gold patrons. But we want to thank each and every one of you that pledged to us on the Patreon, because without you, we couldn't make this show into something that hopefully by now you've heard it's fairly smooth. It wasn't in the recording. And if you join our Patreon, tier start for $150 a month. And yeah, if you pledge to the gold tier, you can actually hear the car wrecks that are our recordings. If you haven't already followed us on your podcast platform of choice, please push the follow or subscribe button. And actually, we said we was going to do this a while ago. We've got one review to read out. We've got one review to read out.
Really?
Yes, we do. If you follow us on Apple Podcasts, you can leave us a review in writing. And this one comes from Mark's favourite, Chicken Chaser 89, who gave us a 5-star review and says, "Boys, good news."
What?
I'm writing a review of the podcast. You fellas, Mark, Ian, Milo, and the occasional guest star Coops really make my Sunday mornings. Always look forward to listening to you during my grind sessions. I'm leaving a 5-star review, even though I don't often get shinies while listening to the show. I assume upon leaving this review, my shiny will increase. We'll update this review based on the results. And on that underwhelming bombshell, see you in my next review.
I love that.
That's
Nicely
a
done.
great
Very,
review,
very
Chicken
on topic.
Chaser. Great review. So please rate us, whether you're on Spotify, whether you are on Apple or any other podcast platform that you can rate us on, because we truly appreciate that one.
Boys, good news.
What?
Is it Chicken Chaser again?
Chicken Chaser Spotlight Hour.
How do you follow that? But no, on April the 9th, it is Spotlight Hour between 6 and 7 p.m. and it's Crowgunk.
Hey.
It's not an April Fool's joke. And it comes with an Evolution XP bonus.
Don't forget, Ian, frogs are mammals.
Don't forget, frogs can be licked. And on that bombshell,
Not in California.
we'll catch you next week.